Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the FordTechMakuloco channel. Today we're working on a 2015 Lincoln MKZ. Yes, these are the new ones that came out, all new, redesigned in 2013, that had all those quality control issues and electrical gremlins. So bad that Ford actually halted production on the line until they could figure it out. Yes, these things have plenty of issues, even the 2015s, 2016s, and on. Now, the issue this one's having is the power trunk module was totally unresponsive. So these, you're supposed to be able to use your key fob here, hit it twice, and it'll open up for you. Just like that, power trunk module, okay? So it'll open, and then you hit it again, and it'll close for you. Very nice feature. It just was poorly executed, okay? So it'll go down, it'll cinch, everything's good to go. Now, the issue that you may be having with yours is, the biggest issue with these is that this feature is totally unresponsive intermittently. So either from the push button on the lid, from your key fob, or from inside the vehicle, it's totally unresponsive intermittently. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does. The other issue is bounce back issues. As it's coming down, it'll actually come down, 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 and then bounce back up for no reason at all. There's nothing stuck there in the way. And the biggest issue with this liftgate trunk module is it causes intermittent battery draw. So overnight, if your vehicle sits, you come out to start in the morning and the thing's gonna be dead. So the problem all lies within the trunk module itself. Generally, the assist motor, strut there, and the cinch motor right here, in general, are reliable, okay? It all has to do with the liftgate module itself. So that's right there. So once you come inside the trunk here, you pull this trim out of the way and you can basically get right to it. It's right here out in the open, okay? So this module had a lot of software issues, and the fix for all those issues I just described was to reflash it, and it kind of brings the module back and fixes all the issues. Now, if your module is too far gone, the whole thing's unresponsive, they can't talk to it and reflash it, then you're forced to replace the module like I had to do on this one. I replaced it, programmed it, and sure enough, everything works brand new once again. So if reflashing it is the fix, how do you know if the module is your concern and the reflash is probably gonna fix it? You can tell if you have the old software in the module by going to the vehicle when it's still partially operable, you know, if it's intermittently operable, or if you just have a battery draw issue and it still kind of works, what you can do is open it up, come over here to your button right here and manually close it. If you press the button and it works, great. It's working right now, but it doesn't always work. But did you hear a chime? No. You did not hear a chime. That's how you know you had the latest software. When the latest software is loaded into that module, it took away that chime when closing if you manually hit the button on the deck lid there. It'll still do it from the key fob on here if you hit it, because obviously it doesn't know if you're back here or not. There you go, get it open. So it'll still do it now, hitting it via the key fob. Okay, to warn people, hey, it's closing, blah, blah. But it figures if you're back here and you're pressing that button, that it'll actually turn off the chime on there. And supposedly it's part of the battery draw issue on these that it fixes with the software. That's why it's taken away now. Okay, so now let's say it's totally unresponsive. You want to kind of check yourself. You're inquisitive. You want to see if the module is faulty itself. Well, the very first thing you want to do is check powers and grounds. Now, all of these connectors right here and all these wires coming in right here, this connector right here is all the communication lines, okay, for sensors and etc. and controls. Whereas this side, you can see the gauge of the wire is much thicker. That is all the powers and grounds coming in. So you can just go over here and disconnect it, okay, just push in a tab with a wiggle. There it goes, and you have access to all the pins on here, so you can start checking for powers and grounds. Now, the powers and grounds that you want to concentrate on, there's only two powers, and that's pin 4, and then there's pin 9, which pin 9 is the main power coming into here. actually it's pin 4, sorry. That's the main power it's using to control everything, whereas 9 is kind of a constant status, additional power that's coming in, okay? The other one you want to check is pin, let's see here, 1 on the other connector right there, and that'll give you the ground information for it. So those are the ones you want to check to make sure that it's getting the proper powers and grounds coming into the module so it can actually work. At that point, it should be able to talk across the network and, of course, control the motors inside of here to make everything work. Sure enough, on this one, I tested the powers on here and the ground, and everything was just fine. It still would not communicate. And I went ahead and swapped the module in, and everything's fixed up on there now. So most of these just need a reflash, but if yours is too far gone, it's just totally unresponsive, even to the scan tool, you're gonna have to go ahead and replace it. It's about $120, no big deal. Comes with a new speaker on there, bracket, and the module, but you will have to have a shop or a dealer program the as-built data into there so that it can work once again. So I just wanted to update you guys on that issue in case you're having it, you know, kind of give a little love over to everybody that owns the Lincolns out there that has all these special features that makes them unique. I'll see you guys next time.